Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Welcome aboard this City Gamma for your cruise this afternoon down towards Tower Pier. Now, just as we leave the piers here on the River Thames, we are required by law to give you a short safety announcement. Nothing to alarm you in any way, just a requirement by law that we do so. It's just to let you know that the boat that you're travelling on today, this City Gamma, is fully equipped with all the latest and up-to-date life-saving equipment on board. And the life-saving equipment on board this boat, it comes in forms of life rafts, life jackets, life rings, and 3 floating apparatus. They're all identified around this boat using the international green and cream signs. Now, the emergency exits there at the front and the back of this boat, and they're also identified using the international symbols as well. All crew, we are fully trained and qualified, so you are in safe hands. But in a very unlikely case of emergency, just remain calm, remain seated and wait for clear instructions given to you by a uniformed member of crew. Now, the toilet facilities now are located at the back of this boat. If we have any smokers on board today, you can do so on the top deck right at the back of the boat under. Now, if this safety announcement has alarmed anyone in any way, and they'd like to know, we do have a fully licensed bar downstairs, and also a fully licensed bar on the top deck as well. So go see our lovely cabin crew, and they'll be able to help you out there. It's near enough 5 o'clock here in London, folks, so take advantage of it Friday. Now, I have been doing a live commentary along the way from Tower to Westminster for the previous passengers, and I'll continue this down to the Tower now for the passengers that are just joining us at Westminster over the piers. So you all get the same experience. But I must stress, I'm not a professional tour guide, I'm only a crew member here on board this boat to keep you safe and get you from point A to point B. So if I do get anything wrong, please feel free to keep it to yourselves. Starting off on our left hand side, we have the stone Egyptian obelisk, Cleopatra's Needle. That Cleopatra's Needle, it is the oldest thing that you'll see here in London today. It's even older than London itself. That needle is over 3,500 years old. They do build them in pairs. We have this one on the left hand side from the Victoria Embankment here in London. And the sister needle to that one, it resides at Central Park, New York City. Now, the stone building with a green tiled roof on our left hand side, that there is the riverside entrance to the Savoy Hotel. Now, if you wanted to stay where them green where the suites are, where the green tiles, it cost you £2,000 a night. Now, if you wanted to stay in there on New Year's Eve, it would cost you £20,000 a night. So a very expensive hotel to stay in at the Savoy Hotel. Now, the bridge that we are just about to go under, it is the Waterloo Road Bridge, and it's commonly called here in London as the Ladies' Bridge. As while the men, they were away fighting in World War II, the women, they stay behind to rebuild London. This bridge, it was built with an 80% women workforce, and they used a Portland stone to build this bridge, and it's a self-cleansing stone. See how dirty the underneath it is, where the rainwater does not penetrate the dirt and grime, and then the sides, they're nice and clean. When it rains here in London, this bridge it does get a thorough wash. And ladies, you will be pleased to know, even stands now to this day, that bridge there is the only bridge ever to be made on time and under budget. So well done to the ladies. Now, over to our left, we have the stone building with a green dome on top. That there is Somerset House. Now, before we had the internet, this is where the death, marriage and birth certificates were once held. This building, it quickly earned its nickname, the Hatcham, the Matcham and the Dispatcham building. It's now an art gallery, and then in the winter months, they have a lovely ice skating rink here. So it's definitely worth a visit during the winter months. Now on our right hand side, the stone building with the electronic board on the front of it. That there is London's National Theatre. It does get voted every year without fail as London's most ugliest building. But as the saying goes, do not judge a book by its cover, as this building holds 3 of this city's finest theatres. Now, the area it's located at is the South Bank. It's the performing arts London, so it's where you will find your art galleries, your theatres and your concert halls. They have street performers there as well. And there are some lovely bars and restaurants along the South Bank. The South Bank, it starts at the London Eye and ends all the way down at Tower Bridge. Now just behind us over there, you'll see the white and black ship, the St Catherine. It was once used by the royal family as a royal barge. As you can see, it's fallen into some disrepair now. They don't use that one anymore. Whenever you see the royal family now, they travel on a boat called the Gloriana, and it's a hand-painted red barge with gold accents on it as well. Very nice boat indeed. And that's what you see the royal family travelling out of this river today. But that is their spare boat, and that's for Prince Harry. Now over to our right, we have the orange brick building with the tower on top. That there is the Oxo Tower, once where the famous Oxo Cube was once manufactured. It's now home to the Harvey Nichols restaurant on top, which is one of the top 10 rated restaurants here in London. We have some unaffordable housing in the middle and a row of shops along the bottom. Now it is illegal to advertise on the banks of the River Thames, as it is a royal waterway, and Oxo, they were taken to court for this matter. They said it's a complete coincidence that their branding ended up in that tower that doesn't need light up brick. Somehow there was a rule in place. They allowed 70 years of relatively new building here in London as well. Now it's a very expensive building to live in. Now the bottom range apartments, they start from around 2.5 to £3 million. And as you can imagine, the further up the tower you go, the more expensive it gets. And the penthouse ones, they range from 15 to £20 million. This building, it has earned its nickname, the Kim Kardashian. Some of you might get, all the curves in the right place. The Kim Kardashian, that has been nicknamed #1 Blackfriars. Just now the bridge, just in front of the boat, now a group of Blackfriars bridges. They are very close together. They've been commonly referenced here in London as London's Tunnel of Love. So when we are in the archway of the first bridge that we come to, which is Blackfriars Grove Bridge, and it is the Red Bridge. If you're with your loved ones today, folks, feel free to turn to them and give them a kiss. So they say it gives you many years, good luck and happiness. So get ready, don't be shy, pucker up. And when you're not with your loved ones today, folks, feel free to turn to your husbands and your wives. I'm sure it works out the same way. Now from left to right we have these red columns. These red columns are the foundations and supports for the very first railway bridge here in London. It was used by a steam train and it connected London, Chatham and Dover together. They took the top of it off as modern day trains were too heavy for these supports. And they've not removed the supports in fear of upsetting the foundations of the other two lines. As we leave the archway of Blackfriars Railway Bridge behind us, you look behind you, you notice that the roof is at a funny angle. And that's because they're all solar panels on the top of that bridge. And the station below, it gets 50% of its power using them solar panels alone. Now, if we do have any Mission Impossible fans aboard the boat today, that bridge, it might look a little bit familiar to you. And it's where Tom Cruise, he ran across this bridge. Mission Impossible Fallout. Now over to our left, a lovely photo opportunity coming into sight now of Sir Christopher Wren's masterpiece, the St Paul's Cathedral. It stands at 365 feet tall, a foot for every day of the year. That dome is the second largest unsupported dome anywhere in the world. It took 35 years to construct this building. Now if you wanted to visit this building, I'd recommend going on a Sunday to watch a church service in there. And it's a very special building to go watch a church service in as well. Now once the service is finished, you'll see a man walking around with a silver tip bucket asking for donations. Now where it is a church, a very quiet environment, they do encourage the silent donation. Now if you don't know what I mean by that, that's a 5, 10, 20, If you enjoyed it that much, even £50 notes in their silver tip bucket for the St Paul's Cathedral Church service. Now over to our right hand side, the brown brick building with the tower on top and the panes of glass. That there is the old Bankside power station. No longer used as a power station. It is now home to the Tate Modern Art Gallery. And the Tate Modern Art Gallery is the largest art gallery in Europe. It is free to enter, and when you go inside, folks, you'll understand the reason why it is free. I'm sorry if we do have any modern art lovers on here today. I did not mean to offend anybody. Over to our right, the white building with the timber frames and the thatched roof. That there is the replica of Shakespeare's Globe Theatre. It is the only building that you'll see here in London today with a thatched roof, because after the Great Fire of London, all thatched roofs were banned, but this building, it has been made fireproof. Now you can go see a live show in that building, and the last time we checked the tickets, they cost just £5, which is not bad value for money. A live entertainment here in the City of London. So if we do have any Shakespeare fans on board the boat today, I'd highly recommend going to the Globe Theatre and seeing one of his famous plays acted out in their traditional fashion. So there is no stage lighting, no microphone like high music. There's also no toilets and umbrellas are banned. Now if you did want to go see a live show in that building, I have one bit of advice for you. Please check the weather before you go. Do not go on a day when it would rain, otherwise you would get wet. It's an open air theatre after all. Now the bridge that we'll shortly be going under, it is the Southwark Road Bridge, and it is the least used bridge here in London because of the one-way systems that surround it. Nobody knows where they are. The only people that know where this bridge is are professional drivers, lorry drivers, bus drivers, cab drivers, people that know London like the back of their hand. So if you do see anyone else up there, they're most likely lost or drunk, but it's a very popular bridge for our emergency services because of the less traffic density on this bridge. Now over to our right, the brown brick building with the red windows. That there, it is the Anchor Pub. There's been an Anchor Pub on that site since 1615. Shakespeare himself, he used these pubs as a dressing room, as where they're building that new structure just over there to the right. That was where the original Royal Theatre once stood. Now the Anchor Pub was also started some movies during this time as well, just to name a few. James Bond, Mission Impossible, and Visit to the Greek. So many famous people, they have been in that pub as well. And me and the captain included, will be in there at 9 o'clock this evening, conducting our research in these very commentaries. We're all more than welcome. Come join us. Over to our right, we have the pirate looking ship in the dock. That there is a working replica of Sir Francis Drake's Golden Hind. Sir Francis Drake, he was the first Englishman to navigate a ship around the globe. The original done it once. That replica over there has done it twice, following the exact same routes as the original. They are currently restoring it back to its former glory and planning another trip around the world in 4 years' time. Now in between the next two buildings and behind the trees, you will see Southwark Cathedral. Now a son of a local butcher, he was baptised in that church, and his name was John Harvard, and he later emigrated to America, and he was the founder of the Harvard University. Now the bridge that will shortly be going under, it is London Bridge, and it is the 5th London Bridge to stand on this very site. The first one, it was made out of wood and built by the Romans. Previous bridges, they have fallen down, and that's where we get the nursery rhyme. London Bridge is falling down. The previous bridge to this one, the 4th London Bridge, it started to sink into the mud, so they decided to sell it. In the 1970s, it was bought by an American businessman named Robert McCulloch. He purchased the 4th London Bridge for $2 million. It was then dismantled, stone by stone, and shipped over to Arizona, where it was rebuilt in Havasu City, Arizona, and it still stands there today. Now on our right hand side and up, we do have the Shard. The Shard is Western Europe's tallest building. It stands in at over 1,000 feet tall. There is a viewing platform on the 72nd floor, And the rest is made up of luxury apartments, cars, restaurants, office space. It's also home to the 5-star Shangri-La Hotel. Each luxury apartment in the Shard, it has been valued between 30 and 50 million pounds. The architect, he was an Italian man named Renzo Piano, and he was offered £2 million for the design of this building, which he did politely refuse. And in return said, "You want my design? I want a 4-bedroom penthouse apartment." They agreed his terms. He lived in that penthouse apartment for 2 years before selling it on to an American R&B and hip-hop producer, will.i.am, for a reported £47 million. Now over to our left, the stone building with the 6 black chimneys on the top. That there is Customs House. Now any illegal contraband seized at the borders of this country, they get sent to the basement of that very building. Now so they say at the end of every year, they burn everything that they confiscate. Now during my time on this river, which is 8 years, I've never seen a puff of black smoke come from them chimneys. But what I can tell you is their Christmas parties are amazing. Probably still going on now. Now on our right hand side, the HMS Belfast. The HMS Belfast, it was built in the same shipyard as the ill-fated Titanic, the Harland and Wolff shipyard in Belfast, Ireland. It weighs in at 11,500 tonnes, and its main armament is 12 6-inch guns. They can fire a 100-weight shell 14 miles away. The first time this vessel fired its guns in anger was during D-Day, and the last time it fired its guns in anger was during the Korean campaign. It's now permanently moored here in London as a floating extension to the Imperial War Museum. You can go on board and explore all 9 decks. You go from the engine room all the way up to the captain's bridge. And it's also used as a docking and berthing station for ships that are visiting London. So we do get to see other naval ships, cruise liners, even super yachts dock alongside the Belfast while they're here visiting London. Now on our left hand side we have the Tower of London. Now the Tower of London has been many things in its time. It's been a royal zoo, an observatory, a palace, a royal mint to make money, an armoury and a prison. Most famously known as a place of execution, and is now home to the Crown Jewels. We'll be able to see the white writing over there, entry to the Traitors' Gate. Now if you was found committing treason against this country, you'll be rowed down from the Westminster Palace down here to the Tower of London by a Thames waterman, by barge. You'd go through the entrance just below the white writing and you would suffer more punishment. You'd have your head surgically removed with a large blunt axe, and if you was famous it did not stop there either. You would have your head dipped in tar and put on a spike at London Bridge to warn off any other future traitors. Okay, ladies and gents, boys and girls, we're just waiting for some river traffic just to pass us now. We'll be able to make our way round over towards Tower Pier, and you'll be able to get a nice photo of Tower Bridge. I'll see a few of you come forward to try and get it while it's open. I hope you got a few nice photos while the bridge was open. Due to river traffic, we couldn't go all the way round, so everyone could get a photo, but I hope some of you got some nice photos of Tower Bridge while it's open. And Tower Bridge is the only bridge of its kind, being a part suspension, part bascule bridge. And what that means is the centre arches, they fully raise like a double-sided drawbridge, like you would have just seen, to the taller ships, just like the sailing barge over there to come through into the upper port of London. It is also the only bridge to be registered as a ship as well, as it always needs a captain, first mate and engineer on board at all times. And there's only one day in the year when this bridge does not open. We've had a lot of people guess Christmas, but they were unfortunately wrong. It's the day of the London Marathon. As this bridge, it marks a halfway point where 40,000 runners run across this bridge every year for charity and other good causes. Now, if you have a tall masted boat and require the bridge to be lifted, it's completely free of charge. All they require from you is you give them 24 hours notice before you come into London, and then they'll lift the bridge for you. Now, the best time I've heard to book a slot to have Tower Bridge lifted for your boat is on a Friday at 5 o'clock, rush hour. Then you can sail past you slowly, smiling and waving at people on the bridge, and you can look at all the mayhem and misery you have just caused. Now, once you've all got your photos, folks, if I could ask you all to remain seated until the boat is safely alongside Tower Pier. It does get very busy down here at Tower Pier. The wash for passing boats may push us alongside the pier a little bit, so there might be a little bit of a bump. So just remain seated for me, please, until the boat is safely alongside. Remain seated. Or you can all ignore me, it's up to you. I have warned you, I'm not filling out the paperwork if you fall over. Just putting it out there. Now, just a little bit of travel information for you now in the meantime. If you have one-way tickets, this is where you will be, unfortunately, leaving us. If you have big bus, two bus, or golden tour bus tickets, you also leave us here as well. And you find your buses at the top of the hill. If you have return tickets back to Westminster, you leave us here as well. Join a queue for boarding point A. And there'll be a boat to take you, or join a queue for a boat to take you back to Westminster. The only people that are staying on board this boat are passengers. They're going to Greenwich and Greenwich only. If you are leaving us here at Tower Pier, please make sure you take all your personal belongings with you, okay folks? Do not leave anything on this boat. It's going to spoil the rest of your day here in London. So make sure you've got your bags, phones, cameras, wallets, purses, husbands and wives, other people's husbands and wives, and most importantly, your children. It is very, very alarming how many kids get left on these boats, okay folks? I have two at home. They both speak different languages, and dinner time is becoming a nightmare. So please take your children with you. Now lastly, just a few words regarding the commentary. Like I said when we started, I'm not a professional tour guide and I don't claim to be one either. I'm only a crew member here on board this boat to keep you safe, to get you from point A to point B. And I'd like to think that we have done that for you all today. Now, we do get a lot better feedback when we do these commentaries live, rather than playing the company's automated systems. Now, when we do these commentaries live, they are completely voluntary as well. There's no charge included in your ticket for this, because we believe it would be very unfair for the company to try and do that, as we know some of you haven't understood a word I've said along our journey. So what we do, folks,